When I made my first video on the Bogos Mystery, I framed it in a very whimsical way. To be honest, I thought it could just be a few kids messing around and making an ARG. But now I realize I couldn't have been more wrong. The Bogos Mystery is genuinely one of the deepest rabbit holes I have ever went down on the internet. But first, we gotta start from the beginning. Bogos Incorporated is a company that created a strange piece of software called Santa app. This app allowed you to call a strange and twisted version of Santa who yells threats at you before hanging up the phone. Next, Bogos Inc. decided to develop a Minecraft client called Bogos Client 1.0. This client aimed to improve your Minecraft experience, but in reality, after Bogos Inc. developed this client, they reached out to a small Minecraft YouTuber named Mac Mackelton to advertise their client in Mac's video. Upon doing so, Bogos paid him about $25. From this day on, however, nearly every project that Bogos has produced references Mac Mackelton in some way. Even their Santa app features a reference to Mac in it.
I'm trying to fucking watch Mac Mackelton!
But with that recap out of the way, let's get into what's been happening since my first video's release. On the 13th of January, exactly one day after my initial video on the Bogos Mystery, the official Bogos Incorporated YouTube channel uploaded a response to my video. The video is simply titled Nightmare Keys and has an ominous description with some very distinct capitalizations. The description reads, "We are not happy with you Nightmare Keys. Do not meddle in things unknown." However, the letters R, U, N are all capitalized, which makes the message they are trying to send me very clear. Run. The contents of the video aren't anything special. It simply shows a quick compilation of clips before showing a picture of Mac Mackelton, a YouTuber that Bogos has been harassing for the past couple of months. The text "false prophet" then appears behind his head, before finally a distorted voice can be heard saying, Around the same time that this Nightmare Keys response video was released, posters advertising Bogos started popping up all over the world. These posters were advertising positions at the Bogos Inc. company, and some of these posters were posted on Reddit by confused passerbys who had just happened to run into them. Around the same time, on January 19th, YouTube user Squeaky PT, who is a member of the internet group The Dark Rabbits, released a video known as Bogos Shuts Down Goodwill.
Hey guys, good job guys. I mean, Goodwill is the very best place to go to advertise your ARGs. It's like the best place to go to advertise. I mean, you know.
From next, no way in hell something strange is not going on here.
This video is just a goofy clip of PD proclaiming that the Bogos Mystery has shut down Goodwill. A few more Bogos videos were released around this time as well, however, they are unimportant. Finally, in January, a website related to Bogos, MackeltonIndustries.digital, was updated. The website was updated to contain a strange monologue proclaiming that Mac Mackelton is the greatest YouTuber of all time, and that multiple historical figures, including all the members of the Beatles, were actually just Mac Mackelton.
His legacy reaches back thousands of years, and many of man's greatest achievements were actually the work of Mac. Albert Einstein, Mac. Beethoven, Mac. Every single member of the Beatles was Mac.
February seemed to be a pretty quiet month for Bogos. Of course, this silence only lasted up to February 21st. When one of the biggest developments in the Bogos Mystery would happen. On February 21st, every single previous video on the Bogos Inc. YouTube channel was unlisted, and all these videos were replaced with one video, trailer for an actual release of Bogos Client. Now, this trailer needs a little explanation. For one, at the end of the trailer, we can spot a secret message that says, "Never trust Mac Mackelton." If you're not well versed in Minecraft PvP clients, you may have been confused when two logos popped up on screen with different large numbers under them. Well, that second logo that was shown is actually the logo of a competitor of Bogos Incorporated. This logo belongs to another Minecraft client known as Feather Client. Feather Client is one of the most popular upcoming clients within the PvP community. And for the past few weeks, Bogos has been trying to start beef with them on Twitter by tweeting at their official accounts and fans about how bad their client is when compared to Bogos Client. This all came to a head on March 12th when me and fellow YouTuber Podzledude made a video summing up the Bogos Mystery up to that point. The official Bogos YouTube channel commented under that video, telling me and Podzledude to expect a letter threatening legal action against us if we continued to make videos on the Bogos Mystery. Of course, I thought the comment was a joke, and even if they were going to send me a letter, I have no business email set up, so the only way they could get into contact with me would be in an unofficial manner on a non-business account. But somehow on March 28th, I received a cease and desist letter from Bogos Incorporated. Not an email, an actual letter delivered to my mailbox. How? I honestly have no idea. It freaked me out at the time, and I still feel very uncomfortable with the fact that they're able to contact me and send a letter to my actual address and my actual mailbox. But putting all that aside, the letter itself was less of a cease and desist letter and more of an ultimatum. Sell my channel to Bogos or cease my YouTube channel's entire operation. Having just released my most successful video in my entire channel's history just a day before this letter appeared in my mailbox, I felt like I had no choice. I couldn't defend myself in court against the company. Therefore, my only real option was to join Bogos. Although I had been vaguely associated with Bogos in the past, having made a video on them and having them retweet my tweets, I had never been in a position where Bogos had any control over the content of my videos. However, with my response to this letter, I had officially been bought out by Bogos Incorporated. But what did this buying of my channel entail exactly? Some pretty strange things. For example, Clause 1 of the contract states, "You must attend all Bogos meetings for the HWTTI project and consent to sign an NDA for said project. You will be given work and will be expected to complete it, or we will retire your channel." Clause 2 of the contract states, "Your YouTube channel's brand must be updated to acknowledge your association with Bogos Incorporated. This includes, but is not limited to, changing your YouTube channel banner to represent Bogos' ownership of your channel, allowing the Bogos Inc. approved editor, Dr. Matthew Carcass to screen your content before official publication, and in certain situations, allow Matthew Carcass to script and edit your content for you. Bogos Inc. will also be receiving 11.7% of your ad revenue, not including tax, for the business years of 2022 and 2023. This will be extended each year until the channel is no longer profitable." The next few clauses are just boring legal talk, i.e. I cannot sue Bogos until my binding contract with them expires in 2050 or the release of Half-Life 3, whichever comes later. Why the specific date of my termination from this contract is tied to Half-Life 3's release? We'll get back to that later. Trust me, I titled this video The Deepest Internet Rabbit Hole for a reason. On April 7th, I received a very strange notification from a long-forgotten YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is known as Creation. If you don't know what Creation is, I don't blame you. It's a super small ARG I covered back when I had about 200 subscribers and my microphone sounded even worse than what it sounds like today.
Hello everyone, it's I, Nightmare Keys, and welcome back to another video.
Yeah, that video sucked. I won't put you through the pain of rewatching that whole video, so let me explain what Creation originally was. Creation was a pretty forgettable ARG about somebody trapped in a dark house with a monster called the Creation Man watching him.
Entry 1 is simply a black video of someone in a room talking about how they've been, quote, trapped here, which goes back to the description, and that they only have their phone. At the end of the video, the person says, "My phone is at 8% left."
The creation man was just somebody wearing a paper mask who talked in a voice deeper than my voice in my old videos. So you're probably wondering, how is this all connected to Bogos? Well, on April 7th, the video creation uploaded was called
Bogos Bomber.
and it contains some interesting content. The start of the video shows an animated potato playing Half-Life 3, which in the video is just a reskin of Half-Life 2. After this, well, I can't even describe what happens next. I just have to show the video.
I fucking love Bogos Client. Bogos Client is created on DLL.org.
What is up, boys? It is on Nightmare. And today, we're going to be investigating a strange.
After the release of this very strange video, the Creation YouTube channel began uploading more and more content. Their next video being titled, Return to the Bathroom. This video shows a video of Creation Man in a bathroom, before cutting the multiple people talking about reality ending and the Creation Man coming for them all. After this ends, a compilation of SpongeBob becoming real plays. But then, something strange happened. Creation switched from being an ARG into being a commentary YouTuber. The Creation channel then began uploading videos about Mac Mackelton, the previously mentioned YouTuber who has been targeted repeatedly by Bogos. Finally, on April 17th, Creation uploaded its most bizarre video yet. Simply titled Bogos Member 78, this video shows a Bogos member with a Bogos device. As confirmed by the description of this video, the Bogos device is a bomb.
Okay, it's time to teach this brown boy why you always pray to Bogos.
I'm not sure if this is officially part of the Bogos Mystery, but nonetheless, I feel as if it was important enough to mention. Yet, on May 7th, I received an even stranger notification. One of the most popular ARGs recently has been the Hypnagogic Archive, a series about a singular man named Ellis archiving mysterious VHS tapes and uploading them onto the internet. So when I saw a notification pop up into my inbox from the Hypnagogic Archive with a direct Bogos reference in the video, I was shocked and confused. It seemed like everywhere I looked, Bogos would appear. From old ARGs that I covered from the past, like Creation and Instar Labs, to new ARGs I was enthusiastic about solving, like the Hypnagogic Archive. Bogos just seemed to be everywhere. But this video uploaded by the archive did not simply reference Bogos. It also included a lot of important Bogos lore within it. In this video, we learned that Samuel Bogos, the original founder of Bogos Inc., created an AI known as Carcass. However, something is clearly wrong with the Carcass AI, as another voice comes into the video saying that the Carcass project should not continue. And because of that, publicly, Bogos Inc. claims that the Carcass AI has been shut down. However, a certain confidential document that was leaked to the public tells a different story. If you go to bogos.tech/confidential, you can find a strange PDF document detailing a list of Carcass commands. These commands can be used to do anything from monitoring somebody's web history remotely to giving Carcass a list of people to kill. The same confidential documents also mention another company in partnership with Bogos. This company is known as Onyx Corporation, and it seems that some employees do not trust them.
Onyx Corporation is nothing but a group of crooked liars, Carl. You're making a horrible mistake trusting them.
You were making a mistake talking back to me.
No, Carl, you have to listen to me. They're evil, genuinely an evil company. Not as bad as Mackelton Industries, sure, but they are involved with similar groups as Mac is.
Executing Bogos Employee 14, Rosemary. Toilets!
While all these new discoveries were taking place, Bogos' official YouTube channel uploaded a new video. This video was called John and Carl Bogos Read Your Emails. It is a compilation of all the emails sent to the Bogos team. Overall, there is nothing of lore significance here, aside from the fact that it is heavily imply that the Santa app program literally kills you?
My children are dead. I am dead. Ever since I saw Santa app, I lost all the responsibilities in my life.
However, this video also had a link in it, a link to a strange website called Doxxboxx. Doxxboxx.bogos.tech is a page on the Bogos website that simply contains an empty text box. This text box prompts the user to input somebody else's personal information. Luckily, this part of the Bogos website seems to be a joke, as intense analysis from Bogos Discord member TheGoo5 revealed that the information put into the text box was not actually sent anywhere to anyone. Now, with all of that information out of the way, let's figure out how to piece all of the Bogos lore together. But what makes the Bogos Mystery worthy of the title of the deepest rabbit hole on the internet? Well, it's how it's connected to so many other ARGs and mysteries. For example, Bogos is connected to another ARG called Instar Labs, and Instar Labs is connected to another ARG called The Door.
This lamp looks like it has a cockroach on it, but it's just fake, it's just paper.
And The Door is connected to the Hypnagogic Archives, and the Hypnagogic Archives are connected back to Bogos. Bogos is connected to Creation, Creation is connected to a bunch of smaller ARGs, and all of these ARGs somehow find a way to connect back to Bogos. Bogos is even connected to a group known as the Dark Rabbits. These dark rabbits have formed their own entire separate rabbit hole, which has sparse connections to Bogos. So with all that being said, as I have established throughout this entire video, Bogos is truly a deep rabbit hole. So piecing it all together is going to be a challenge, but I think I can do it. In 1968, a man named Samuel Bogos formed Bogos Incorporated. Bogos Incorporated was originally a company that produced a multitude of products, from extremely bulky early computers to teleportation technology not that dissimilar from the technology from the Half-Life game series. And in a similar fashion to Half-Life, upon testing this technology in the early 2000s, something goes wrong, and Samuel is teleported to a strange dimension known as the Infinite Bathroom. Yes, I am serious, by the way. This is actual lore drip-fed to us throughout the series. A dimension known as the Infinite Bathroom actually does exist. In the Infinite Bathroom, Samuel is attacked and possessed by the Creation Man, a mythical being who lives in the Infinite Bathrooms. But we'll get back to that later. In late 1998, Samuel Bogos' mother, Jill Bogos, unexpectedly dies from unknown causes. Distraught by her sudden passing, Samuel starts developing a strange program, shifting away from the company's original dreams of creating teleportation, and instead shifting their focus to the development of strange and meaningless programs. But this program was not meaningless. Samuel was actually recreating his mother's brain inside of a computer. Once the program was completed, it was named Carcass.dll, probably after the fact that Jill is dead. Shortly after finishing the Carcass.dll program, Samuel is fully possessed by the Creation Man. Because of this, Samuel disappears and starts living underneath random families' houses. His sons, Carl and John Bogos, however, believe that their father has passed away, and thus take up the mantle of the Bogos Inc. company. Also around this time, the Bogos operating system and recovery USB are created. Carl and John Bogos also continue to move the company towards software development, developing multiple small programs such as Santa Tracker, an app that was supposed to track Santa's path from the North Pole to your home, but instead simply requested your location data and sent it to Bogos. The program would then automatically delete itself from your PC. Due to the fact that Bogos was basically constantly pumping out what were essentially just viruses and malware, Bogos would basically go bankrupt around this time. However, fortunately, their company would bounce back around 2019 or 2020, when Carl Bogos' radio show started to get popular in the Philippines, allowing Bogos to rebound and continue to make software. Their first major software release since Santa Tracker was an app called Santa App, which allowed you to call Santa. I already covered Santa App in my first video on Bogos, so if you want a refresher on what that is, you can go watch that. But after developing Santa app, Bogos decided to create a Minecraft client. The public didn't seem to like the client that much, but in an attempt to drive up sales, they sponsored a small-time up-and-coming YouTuber named Mac Mackelton. This didn't seem to help though, so Bogos went back to the drawing board and started redeveloping a new and improved Bogos client. Before this could happen, however, in April of 2022, an unknown Bogos employee was cleaning Samuel Bogos' old room when he discovered a VHS tape labeled Carcass.dll Bogos Tech. Thinking this was some lost ad for an old Bogos product, he sent it into a company called the Hypnagogic Archive for archiving. The Hypnagogic Archive then uploaded the tape as a part of a community reel of tapes and VHSs that were sent in and not long enough to make their own video. Finally, in April or May of 2022, the Creation Man, also known as Samuel Bogos, hid underneath Bill Gates' house and stole half of his net worth from him. And as of now, this is the full lore of Bogos. And damn, that was a lot to slog through. I really hope I explained it well and made this video easy to listen to. And overall, I really think that the Bogos Mystery is one of the most interesting and fun to explore rabbit holes on the entire internet. But it seems to be slowing down for now, and that's because Bogos Client 3.0's release is on the horizon. And once that releases, I may even have enough content for a whole nother video. And with all that being said, I am Nightmare Keys, signing out. That was such a generic outro. Ugh, who cares? Shout out to my first ever Patreon, Mac. No, not Mac from the Bogos Mystery. Be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel because I'll probably be making a collaboration video with him. With all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Thank you.